Right then, hello everyone and welcome back to the Assetto Corsa Flying Championship. We are here for round number 11 of the 2021 Super Formula Championship here in Sakhir at the Bahrain International Circuit for the penultimate round of the Super Formula Championship. Yes, the series, not too many rounds left to go now in the championship, and we're back in the Asian continent, in the Middle East, for the second and the last time we visit the Middle East in this championship, and the final round before the season finale at Fuji. And the championship is looking very, very close here, ladies and gentlemen. We could even have it sealed today by the man who we are on board with today, Rahul Patel. We'll see then if the man who's been absolutely super this season will be able to do just that. But he is going to have a lot of resistance from the driver in second, who's been fighting this season, Giulia Cesetti, 8 points behind. So it's going to be exciting to see which of these two protagonists will come out on top here in Sakhir. My name is Miran in the commentary booth, joining you for 20 minutes of qualifying around the Bahrain International Circuit in the day as well. If you have noticed, it does feel a bit odd to see Bahrain today, doesn't it? But Super Formula is the only series, I think, apart from Porsche's Super Cup, when we came here last season, that we run in the day. So yeah, usually we're also used to seeing Bahrain in the night during Formula 1 and its support series. So yeah, it's a nice change for a while. But enough about that, it's time to go through the proper track. So the Bahrain International Circuit opened in March of 2004, making this one of the newest tracks on the Formula 1 calendar. It was designed by infamous track designer Herman Tilke and cost a total of 56 million dinars, or $150 million, to build. The construction of this track was actually a project initiated by the Crown Prince himself, who also happens to be the honorary president of the Bahrain Motor Federation. The track was built in time for the 2004 F1 Championship and did host the first ever Bahrain Grand Prix in 2004, and has hosted the Bahrain GP in Formula 1 ever since, bar 2011 during the Arab Spring protests. Apart from Formula 1, it's also hosted the 6 Hours of Bahrain, an event that has ran here since 2012 in the World Endurance Championship. And yeah, apart from that, you've had a few national and international series here as well. I shouldn't say national, I probably meant continental more. But you've had V8 supercars actually come here. V8 supercars, the well, mostly Australian-based series, did come here in the late 2000s. And then you've also had GP2 Asia, which obviously now runs as Formula 2, come here as well. And then you've had FIA GT and the Asian Le Mans series as well. This layout of the track, which has remained unchanged since 2005, is 5.412 kilometers long and features 15 turns. And this, honestly, is one of my favorite tracks ever, in my opinion. It's such a fun track to drive. It's got such a mix of different corners. Obviously, heading down to turn 1, 2, and 3, it's very, very tricky to get right on the exit. And then you head into another braking zone on turn 4. You've got the turns 5, 6, and 7 chicane, which obviously has a bit of elevation on it. You've got the really, really tricky blind apex turn 10 corner. Really easy to run wide, really, really tricky corner. And then the fast and flowing turn 11 and turn 12. It's such a great track, in my opinion. Really, really fun to drive. And usually it does generate some pretty good racing in the ACOC as well. This is the second time we've been here in Super Formula. We came here for round 2 of the championship last season. That round was won by Docomo Team Dandelion Racing's Yuto Horigome. Yeah, we'll see. We had a Team Dandelion driver on pole position last time out. Obviously at Watkins Glen, Aiden Smith, who unfortunately couldn't convert that to a race win, let alone a podium. We'll definitely be hoping for more here today. At the moment, though, it's not a Team Dandelion car on provisional pole. It is, in fact, an Ingen car on provisional pole. It is David Jules coming in with a 138.002. He's the fastest man, followed by a Team Dandelion car, namely Erkinit in second, and then Mateusz Materiał in third for TCS Nakajima Racing. It's very, very interesting to see then, as Jules then immediately goes down to second, and there is our first time in the 117s. It wasn't Kotosambi, but now it's David Jules once again, who's just gone faster on that lap. So immediately drivers are starting to jostle for provisional pole, with already 12 minutes to go. Here's Giulia Cisetti then. One of the two drivers will keep a very strict eye on today. She currently sits in 10th position ahead of Rahul Patel, who's down in 16th. Cisetti in these last two races has finished on the podium and has also finished ahead of Rahul Patel. And she'll definitely want to repeat that and optimally try and take the championship lead heading into the final round at Fuji. Here's Courtney Simpson across the line up into 4th. That makes it an Inging 1-4. Here at Bahrain, so not bad at all from Courtney Simpson, who'll be looking to get back to his point scoring streak here today at Bahrain. Has not finished in the points in the last two rounds at Motegi and Watkins Glen, so he'll look to get himself back into that top 10 finishing spots here today. There's Jafari Blackwood across the line, the man who won last time out. Now goes up into 12th position. He's out of the Drivers' Championship mathematically then, Jafari Blackwood, but he will still be hoping to try and aid Cisetti as much as possible to win this Drivers' title, and obviously carry Team Toms to the team's title as well. So we'll see if they will be able to do that. As both of the Team Toms cars sit in 10th and 13th. So at the moment it will only be Cisetti scoring points. Team Toms, who have a 56-point lead in the team's championship over Red Bull Mugen Team Go, who are second in the championship and mathematically out. And the reason why they officially haven't clinched it yet is because Red Bull Mugen Team Go is a one-man team comprised of Rahul Patel only. That's pretty crazy to think. Rahul Patel as a team would be second in a team's championship. So it is pretty crazy to think about. But the team that is in third is still mathematically in it. That's TCS Nakajima Racing on 95 points. So it's a 65-point gap between Team Toms and Nakajima Racing. So I do believe Team Toms would be able to clinch the Constructors' Champion, or not Constructors, Teams Championship here today. So we got Leon Tremblant in 6th. Tremblant, who had a very, very good race at Watkins Glen, made up a lot of positions and just shot his way up the field. Now sits in P6, just behind this man, Mateusz Materiał, who will hope for a miracle here today to keep himself in championship contention with the likes of Patel and Cisetti. So just see an improvement there. That's Joseph Kang, who goes up into 10th. That knocks Giulia Cisetti out of the top 10. Materiał Now rounding turn number 13, he's going to head down this back straight. He's going to head down into the final 2 corners. You'd think it's 1 corner, but it is actually 2. It's turn 14, and then this little kink, turn number 15. So Material is going to make his way across the line. And unfortunately, does not improve. As we're now looking at Rahul Patel. All the way down in 17th. Had a pretty poor qualifying. Last time out at Watkins Glen, qualified outside the top 10, but he did make up for it in the race, at least coming home to secure a points finish. So Patel hasn't been too good in qualifying compared to his usual standards in these last 3 races, and also is having a bit of a podium drought. So he would definitely like to make it up here today. So he now heads down these back straight. Eric Novosad going up into 4th place then at the moment, as Patel's going to round the final corner. Joseph Kang improves up to 5th. Good stuff from Joseph Kang. But we're now going to see Rahul Patel as he's going to go across the line. Let's see if he is going to be able to manage an improvement. And the answer is no for Rahul Patel. He is in 18th, as now Aidan Smith behind him goes up into P11. We're going to look at Smith's teammate Erkki Nytten as he starts a lap of the Bahrain International Circuit, heading down the start-finish straight, then down into turn number 1, sharp braking zone, as immediately you try and set yourself up for turn 2 on this exit, and then through the flat out of turn number 3. Really easy to carry your battles through these first 3 corners, and then especially into this braking zone, the second braking zone of turn number 4. You try and set yourself up on the exit using all the curb there through this very tricky chicane as the track goes downhill, trying to utilize the curves as much as possible as you head down into turn number 8. Second gear through there as you head through turn number 9 and into the trickiest corner arguably on this track, turn number 10. We've seen so many mistakes from drivers heading into turn 10. Sharp braking zone, lots of load on the brakes and just the car in general through that corner. So you make your way down the paddock, start finish straight into the more open turn number 11, and then the turn number 12, which I don't think is flat in these cars. I think it is actually. Yes, it is flat in these cars, as you tap on the brakes slightly through turn 13 as Joseph Kang improves up at the second. Erkki Nytt then heading down the back straight, try to utilize all the track available to you as you make your way through the final corners, trying to get the best exit possible now as you make your way down the start finish straight. And it's going to be across the line for Erkki Nytt, but he does not improve. Hello, sorry about the about the lack of commentary. Had to go do something, so I apologize for that. But we are back now. 2 minutes left in this qualifying session here at Bahrain for Super Formula. It's David Joly still on pole position, then provisionally from Joseph Kang in second, and then Ekoto Sambi in third. What a lap, I have to say. What a qualifying so far for Joseph Kang. Could this finally be a bit of late season motivation for the previous year's Super Formula Vice Champion? Have to wait and see then. See as Giulia Cesetti across the line from 12th. Doesn't improve and will stay in that position. None of the top two at the moment scoring points. Cesetti outside the top 10. So is Rahul Patel. I think this is going to be a race for the underdogs. I think now is the perfect time for this man, Mateusz Material, to try and do something big here if he wants to become the third man in this championship fight. And he currently sits in 9th. He currently is in the points, but Mateusz will be hoping for way more. We'll see if he will be able to meet those expectations as he heads through sector 2, sorry, and he's about 6/10 off on Joly, so I'm not sure if it is an improvement for Mateusz Material. I'm just gonna have to see as he rounds turn 13 and then heading down the back straight. Heading into the final 2 corners now. Let's see if he is going to finish the lap up. The answer is no for Mateusz Material, and that is going to be a shock as he's going to be 9th. And there is Courtney Simpson onto provisional pole. What a lap from Courtney Simpson, and that's an inging 1-2 here in qualifying. My word, we had a Team Tom's 1-2 last time out at Watkins Glen. Could it be yet another 1-2 in Super Formula, as we're going to have an inging front row lockout potentially? We'll just have to wait and see, but what a laugh from Courtney Simpson. I think that might just be, or that could be, his first ever pole position in Super Formula, unless anyone else is going to be able to do anything about it. Joseph Kang takes it away from Courtney Simpson, dethrones Courtney Simpson, and he is back onto provisional pole, 137.540. Joseph Kang in the Team Mugen. What a qualifying session he's having. And is there going to be anyone else take a challenge? Anyone else who can challenge him? Aiden Smith can't do it. Neither can Zachary Fitzwater. Rahul Patel will be starting all the way down in 18th here at Bahrain. Courtney Simpson then, final chance for him to retake this provisional pole, to take his first ever Super Formula pole position. He's going to head down to the final corner. Is he going to finish this lap up? Let's see if he is going to do it. He is, as he rounds the final corner. Is it going to be the pole for Courtney Simpson, or is it going to be Joseph Kang? And it is Joseph Kang, I think, who is going to take it, as Courtney Simpson cannot find an improvement. Sambi and Özkan come in. Linus Timmel comes in as well, and I think that might just be it here at Bahrain in qualifying, as we're gonna await. There it is then, on pole position. The South Korean is back. Joseph Kang is on provisional pole. Not provisional pole, sorry. He's on pole position here at Bahrain. Wow, certainly what a qualifying session for Joseph Kang today. Consistently made it up the order, consistently got in qualifying positions. Very, very well done from Joseph Kang to take provisional. I don't know, why do I keep saying provisional pole position here at Sakir, but obviously it is the race where the points are scored. And before we get on the way with the race, it's time to go through a qualifying grid before lights out here at Bahrain, and it is Joseph Kang back onto pole position as he starts P1 here at Bahrain. And accompanying him on the front row, it is Courtney Simpson. Feels a bit upside down. It feels a bit of opposite day today, as it's Kang and Simpson, the two drivers who are P18 and P17 in the championship, occupying the first two rows. Then it is David Jules in third, with a Koto Sambi in fourth. Erkin starts P5, and then it is the two KCMG cars of Emilia Konichina and Fongchenok Chao Shainat P6 and P7, with Leon Treblant in eighth, and then Eric Novosad in ninth, with Mateusz Material rounding out the top 10. Jafari Blackwood just leads his teammate Giulia Cesetti in 12th. The two Team Tom's cars again looking inseparable, as it's Linus Timel starting in 13th, with Pavel Sar in P14. Giuseppe Stella is 15th, with Samrat Özkan in P16. Aiden Smith is 17th, with Rahul Patel starting all the way down in 18th. And then rounding off the grid, it's Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in the Kondo Racing. Right then, let's get underway for the penultimate round of the Super Formula Championship. It's Joseph Kang on pole position as the 6 lights are coming on. And we're underway here at Bahrain. It's a good getaway for Joseph Kang, but I think Simpson might already be alongside Kang heading into turn number 1, and he immediately gets it before the corner even. That is Courtney Simpson taking the race lead here at Sakir. It's Kang shuffling down to second as, there's been an accident, and that's Giulia Cesetti. Cesetti has been tagged in turn 1. Rahul Patel involved there as well, as here's David Jules 3 wide with Erkin Nit taking into turn number 4. There's contact between Jules and Nit. Erkin Nit does get past the Croatian and will get a Koto Sambi as well, potentially heading into the chicane. He's there on the inside line. Chaos into the first two corners, contact absolutely everywhere as Nit and Sambi go wheel to wheel, heading into turn number 9. Now it's going to be Erkin Nit on the outside line, trying to go the long way around. Is he going to be able to get this done? Then he's there on the outside line, trying to go the long way around on the curb there. I think he is going to get it done. No, not quite. They're still wheel to wheel, in fact. Heading into turn number 11 now. It's going to be Nit on the outside, using all the curb available to him to try and go around the outside. But he runs wide. That's going to allow Sambi to still keep it wheel to wheel with the Estonian. Heading into turn number 12, it's Nit on the inside now, heading through turn 12 and into turn 13 as well. The battle just rages on throughout this entire lap, as I think it is Nit who gets the better exit, heading out turn number 13. I think it's gonna be the job done for him, but Sambi's still there on the inside line trying to make it stick, and they are still gonna be wheel to wheel as Nit runs wide. There in the background, they're 3 wide. I think that is Jafari Black, where you can see, lots of cars moving there in the background. But we're going to continue to look at this battle for P3 as Koto Sambi and Erkin Nit to be side by side for a whole lap now, it feels like. When is it going to end? We don't want it to end, really. It's a great battle, but unfortunately all good things must come to an end. Apparently not now though for Koto Sambi, as he's going to try it on the inside line, heading into turn number 4. What a battle this is. They've been side by side. They've been going at it for an entire lap. But now it is Erkin Nit who does defend from Koto Sambi. And we can finally breathe out. My voice is done from that battle. Goodness me. What about that was? As here's the two Italians going side by side. That was Cesetti and Stella. Here is Timel trying to go on to Eric Novosad, but the Swede isn't able to get the Canadian and will have to stay behind. Here's Zachary Fitzwater and Rahul Patel fighting for the wooden spoon. They were involved in that accident on the first lap. I wonder what that was though, because we saw Cesetti facing the wrong way, and we saw Rahul Patel involved in that as well. So we're going to see Fitzwater and Patel go wheel to wheel here. Through turn number 12 they go. Zachary Fitzwater does get himself out of Rahul Patel, and it seems to not be the best of races for Rahul Patel here today. We head down the back straight. Fitzwater looking to line up Aiden Smith for 17th now, as he heads into the final corner, wheel to wheel with the Irishman, but it is going to be Aiden Smith who does hold him off, and Fitzwater hasn't got the best of exits now. Here comes Rahul Patel heading down the start-finish straight. He's going to try and go up and alongside him. So you can see there's a few moves tried up ahead there as well. Timmel, I think there in the background, is fighting it away with Giuseppe Stella. Here's Eric Nosal. He's trying to go to Mateusz Material, trying to drop the pole out of the points. So Novosad is there on the inside line. They're going to be wheel to wheel into turn 4. Novosad trying to make that stick through turn 4, heading into the chicane as well. They're wheel to wheel now as Novosad is there on the inside line, but it is going to be Material who does defend from the Canadian Eric Novosad as Timmel and Stella now side by side as Giuseppe Stella does get past Linus Timmel for 12th. As there is Paavo Saar now fighting Giulia Cessetti. This is not looking good for Cessetti, as she's now facing pressure from the Estonian Paavo Saar and could be at risk of dropping down a few more positions. It's not looking good for Cessetti at the moment. Neither is it for Rahul Patel, but I think both will at least be a bit what's the word? I think both will be at least a bit alright with the pair of them not scoring points, because that means the championship will still be very, very close heading into the final round at Fuji. As Paavo Saar now is gonna go on to Giulia Cessetti, heading into the final corner. Is the Estonian gonna be able to do it now, as they are wheel to wheel, heading out of turn number 15. It's Saar and Cessetti side by side. Could Samet Özkan get involved there as well? Yes, he is. He's going to make it 3 wide, in fact, heading down into turn number 1. And who is going to come out on top here? It's going to get hairy into the first corner. Oh, there's contact between Özkan and Saar. Saar and Cessetti make contact. Saar off the track. And Cessetti is out. Cessetti's parked it up. She's crashed. And that's going to be Giulia Cessetti, championship contender. A torrid day coming to an end for the Italian. And who is to blame for that? But Giulia Cessetti will be absolutely furious about that, I'm sure, as I think it might have been a classic case of 3 into 1 doesn't go. But, yeah, again, Cessetti involved in her second incident of the day, and it's this one that puts her out of the running here at Bahrain. As here is Material and Novosad going absolutely at it for points. And Novosad there swinged around the outside line into turn number 10. Material on the inside line. He's going to force off Eric Novosad there. The two will still keep it wheel to wheel though, as Material's there on the outside line of Eric Novosad. What a battle between these two. Material uses all the track available to him. He's barely got a wheel on the curb there, as they are side by side now. Heading down the back straight. Who's going to come out on top then as we head into the final corner? Material on the outside, trying to go the long way around. Tries to make it stick, but does go on the runoff there. I think that might give Eric Novosad a bit of a better run heading down the start finish straight. But no, it's going to keep them basically equal heading down to the first corner, as there's Giuseppe Stella in the background as well, trying to lurk. Trying to pick up the scraps here as well, as Novosad on the inside through turn 1 does get the better exit. Material's going to retaliate though, heading out of turn number 3, does get the better run, can't find the space on the outside, opts to switch to the inside line though, heading into turn number 4, as it's going to be Material on the inside now through corner number 4, and it is going to be Eric Novosad who gets it done on the outside line there, gets the better exit and the traction, and Mateusz Material unfortunately drops out of the points paying positions. I'm gonna have to take a breather there, but there's been so many battles in these last 5 laps. I've barely been able to keep up with what's going on. My throat was getting all dry from commentary, so I had to take a sip of water. Apologies. Important to stay hydrated while you're commentating, obviously, as we just saw Patel chasing down Zachary Fitzwater. Here's Giuseppe Stella. Could look to drop Mateusz Material yet another position. So look at Material's teammate Özkan. He's now going to go on to his fellow countryman Linus Timmel for 13th. The two trying to go side by side, but Timmel on the outside does hold off Samet Özkan. As here is Giuseppe Stella, and he is going to go to Mateusz Material. Into turn number 1 he goes. They will be side by side. Will it be Stella getting this move done? Then could he drop Material yet another position as he heads through turn number 3, and Stella on the inside line muscles his way past the Polish driver, but Material isn't done yet with the man in the rookie racing, as he is on the inside line through turn number 4. Is he going to be able to hold on to that position? The answer is no for Mateusz Material, and it's going to be Giuseppe Stella who goes up into P11 and now could make a bid for the points if he is able to close that gap down to Eric Novosan. If you look a bit further down the field, here's Summit Özkan. He is chasing down Linus Timell for 13th. See if he's going to do anything there. Here is Rahul Patel then in last. This is not a position you see Rahul Patel in, but I think Patel, even though it is a pretty torrid race for him, he'll at least be happy with the fact that his nearest rival will not be scoring any points at all today. So yeah, it's a bit of what's the word? Don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's a bit of, I guess as the Germans call it, Schadenfreude. The fact that your nearest competitor is out and not in this race. But at the same time, I guess it does give you a bit of joy due to the shortcomings of your rival. As, I think that was Zachary Fitzwater running wide through turn 2. I feel like I saw a bit of a correction from Fitzwater. Might that give Patel the opportunity to have a bit of a look? He pulls off very late, Rahul Patel. A bit too late, in fact. And nothing's going to come out of that for Rahul Patel. Here's Linus Timell jumping aggressively over the curbs as he's trying to chase down Mateusz Material. That might have been a bad call for Linus Timell. Here comes Summit Özkan again. Through turn number 8, they're going to be wheel to wheel, and it's going to give to the outside. Heading into turn 9 and 10, it's Özkan on the outside. They are wheel to wheel as Özkan on the curb there through the start-finish straight. Not the start, the paddock start-finish straight is what I meant to say. They are side by side and heading into turn number 11 as well. They will be wheel to wheel through that corner as well. Özkan runs momentarily wide, but he's still able to keep it wheel to wheel with his fellow countrymen as he's going to try to get this down on the inside line through turn 12 and into turn number 13. Heading into sector 3, looks to be Özkan getting it done as Timell runs wide, and it is. It's Summit Özkan taking the opportunity and getting himself over to P13. Here is Aiden Smith side by side with Pavel Saad heading into the final corner. It's the Estonian versus the Irishman. Side by side down the start finish straight then, as it's Saar on the outside, Smith on the inside, down the run into the first corner. Who is going to get this one down, as the midfield is absolutely alive today, especially the positions outside the points. As Smith isn't able to get Pavel Saar, then that's going to be the Estonian who is going to be able to get past, but Smith not looking to let that position go. He got a good run on turn number 3, and he's going to utilize that to try and make a lunge to the inside through turn number 4. They're side by side through the chicane. Oh, it's close, and I think, was there contact? I'm not sure if there was. Either way, they're still at it, wheel to wheel, heading through turn number 8. And then into turns 9 and 10, it's going to be Smith who's going to have to be on the outside line there. Not quite then, as Saar gets it done just before turn number 9 and is through into P15. Good stuff there from Pavel Saar. Lots of great racing, lots of spectacular battles we're witnessing here then in the first 8 laps of the Super Formula round here at Sakir. As all this midfield battling has been very, very exciting, but I think we should maybe give a bit of a sit rep on the race lead. It's Courtney Simpson who does lead by a second now from Joseph Kang, and then Erki Nytt in third. Here is Funktionok Chaushina just trailing his teammate Emilia Konechina in 7th. Both KCMGs in the points. That'll certainly do them well, as they have had a bit of a struggling season, especially compared to their last season, as they are defending Constructors champions. Carrozzeria team KCMG down in 10th in the Constructors Championship on 22 points. They'll hope for a few more points here today. Could maybe get them up a position or two. Here is Samet Özkan. He's trying to chase down Mateusz Material. His teammate then, as yes, he is going to try and go up alongside his teammate now. Material pushing him out wide. The two Nakajima cars going side by side, and Material is really putting the squeeze on Samet Özkan here as we head into turn number 1. It's very close between the two. They bang wheels, in fact, and Samet Özkan will not be happy about how his teammate is driving. As he heads into turn number 3, Özkan's going to try to do this fair and square into turn 4 now. It's going to be Özkan on the inside line. Is he going to be able to get this move done as they head into the chicane? Material defense and a bit of drama brewing at Nakajima Racing, as oof, that's Samet Özkan going over the curb as well, almost losing control of the car. But yeah, teammate tensions at Nakajima Racing, that's not what you want. And Samet Özkan surely is not going to be happy about his Polish teammates driving. And yeah, it was a very unnecessary squeeze from Mateusz Material. It's difficult to argue whether it is fair or not. I guess it is down to your standpoint on the whole situation. Here we look a bit further up the field to the points paying positions. Leon Tremblant will try and take a chunk out of Inging's points that they're scoring at the moment, and would definitely like to get past David Julie at the moment, as we're going to see Samet Özkan round 2 potentially brewing between the two Nakajima Racing cars. Is Özkan going to do anything into turn number 1? Can't do anything just yet. Slipstream not powerful enough for the Swede to be able to attack Mateusz at the moment. Into turn 4 though they go. Özkan again getting close, but the Swede patient today. He's biding his time, but he's going to go for it into the chicane. Is that the right move? I don't think so. And it isn't. He's lost a bunch of time. That was pretty poorly executed from Samet Özkan, and he's just lost a bit of time, and that could allow Linus Timell behind to close up to the two Nakajima cars. At the moment, obviously, I don't think the two Nakajima cars are doing themselves any favors. It does look to be that Özkan is the faster one on track at the moment, as Material has just been going down positions and Özkan has been going up. But yeah, this certainly isn't doing them any favors. But yeah, no team orders, it seems like, at Nakajima Racing. So both of them free to race. As here's Pavel Sar then. He is chasing down Linus Timel. He got Aiden Smith a few laps earlier. Could look to get the former Formula 1 driver Linus Timel. So here's Samet Özkan now. He's going to go side by side with Mateusz Material. No squeezing this time from the Polish drivers. The two go wheel to wheel through turns 1, but through 2 and 3. It's going to be Özkan getting the better run on Material. He's going to go wheel to wheel with his teammate now heading into turn 4. It's Özkan on the inside line as Material does seem to defend on the outside. Is he going to keep it wheel to wheel heading into the chicane? He isn't, and it's going to be Material who does defend his position from his teammate Samet Özkan. And Özkan certainly will be frustrated with this as he now just lacks the pace to get past his teammate for P12. As we go a bit further up the field, could have a pretty interesting battle on our hands here. It's Erki Nyt versus Ekoto Sambi. And Erki Nyt in third, who'll be looking to score his third podium of the season. And Ekoto Sambi, he'll be looking to score his third as well this season. So both chasing podium number 3. So yeah, we'll see what is going to happen here in that battle. So now looking at Giuseppe Stella, and yeah, my theory was right. He got past Mateusz Material a few laps earlier and has now caught up to Eric Novosad. So he's been consistently knocking in those laps, been on the pace, and now he could look to pressure Eric Novosad and get himself into the points as he's going to go to the inside, but just not there. It's not there for Giuseppe Stella. Locked up into turn number 1, had to back out of that. That's a shame for Stella. He's lost a bit of time as a result. So we now look a bit further down to the field, to this pack outside of the top 10. It's Pavel Sar chasing down Linus Timel for 14th. He is pretty close to the back of the Swede. So we'll see if he is going to be able to spot an opening and maybe try a move. As they head through turn 12 and then 13, then Pavel Sar, who has been on a pretty good streak in these last 3 races, did score a point at Watkins Glen, but before that did score podiums at Motegi and Dubai. So yeah, it's not done bad at all, but yeah, I think maybe he was hoping for a bit more in this race. Here's Ekoto Sambi then to the inside of Erki Nyt. Sambi, who's 5th in the championship, has not scored points in the last 2 races and would like to get back on form with a podium here, but not yet for Ekoto Sambi. Tried it there on the Estonian Erki Nyt for 3rd, but wasn't quite able to make it stick. Here's Samet Özkan, still on the back of his teammate Mateusz Material. And obviously it is very frustrating when you know you are faster than the driver ahead of you, but you just aren't able to get past. It's quite the motivation killer, but Özkan, there's nothing he can do but just be patient and try and spot the opening. But yeah, maybe won't be the most fun team briefing in the world at TCS Nakajima Racing. So now head through turn number 13. Özkan seeming to lose a bit of time through sectors 2 and 3 on Material. So seems to be the corners. Well, not the corners, but like the more mid corners to try and overtake him. Wait, sorry, what was I saying? No. I don't know, I just kind of zoned out for a bit. I apologize for that. But yeah, Material does seem to gain a bit more through the more mid to low speed corners, is what I was trying to say. While it seems that obviously the straights and maybe sector 1 as well seems to be where Özkan catered. Sorry. Either way, we're gonna go back to this very, very interesting battle as we're seeing Ekoto Sambi trying to chase down Erkinit and trying to get past him for third. As I said, both of these two looking to fight it out for their third podium of the season. Sambi, who could potentially be in the fight for third in the championship with the likes of Jafari Blackwood and Mateusz Material, and Erkinit, who with this result would get himself into 7th in the championship. As there is Ekoto Sambi now down the inside into the first corner. They are going to be wheel to wheel now through turns 2 and then 3. Not quite side by side through those corners, but it is going to be Ekoto Sambi who does get a better exit through turn 3 into turn 4. He's there on the inside line as they will just be side by side heading into the chicane. Now it's Sambi there on the inside line, but Erkinit will be able to hold off the Kenyan on the outside there. And again, Ekoto Sambi's attack gets charged down by Erkinit. So the Estonian, strong on defense today, as here's Samet Özkan trying a pretty late move on Mateusz Material. It does not work for the Swede. He's unable to get past his teammate. Does jump over the curb pretty aggressively there. Özkan again, if things don't change, if he just continues the same pace, I fear he might just be stuck behind his teammate Material forever, and then obviously that chance of trying to get points now feels over, as it is a 6.8 second gap to the car ahead of Mateusz Material, Giuseppe Stella. So I think even if Özkan does get past Material, he's going to have to settle for P12. So, yeah, not a good day in the office for TCS Nakajima Racing. As obviously they would have hoped to fight Team Toms and keep that team's fight alive heading into the final round. Go to the man in last place, Rahul Patel. Still feels odd to say, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, he'll look to chase down. He'll still look to get out of last place in this little wooden spoon fight between him and Zachary Fitzwater. So here's Pavel Sar, who I think was trying a move on Linus Timell, judging by the line he took through the chicane. But wasn't quite able to go on to the Swede. So Pavel Sar looking to reignite that battle between himself and Linus Timell of BMAX Racing. Going a bit further up the field and 2 positions up to Samet Özkan once again. And with 5 laps to go, time is running out. for the Swede. He seems to have gotten a pretty good exit out of turn number 13. Is he going to try it on the inside line? Yes, he is. He's going to go up and alongside his teammate. Is this the chance he finally needs on the inside? The answer is no. For Samet Özkan, he's quite able to make it stick with a move. I just don't think he was close enough to try it there. As we head into turn 1 now, you can see how close he is, but I think he did lock up. It was a tiny lock up there from Samet Özkan into turn number 1. Heading through turn 4, Özkan gets a good run. He's going to try to go up and alongside his teammate, but it just doesn't work. And into the chicane, you just don't really... You're not really able to try moves into the chicane unless you're properly side by side with another driver. And Özkan's tried it so many times there. I don't know what makes him think it's going to work. But it just doesn't. It's never worked for him unless he is alongside and able to carry that battle onto the following corners. A move into turn 6 just never seems to work. Özkan, I think he might just be getting a bit desperate at this point, as time is of the essence for the Swede. We head down to the final corner. Is he going to be able to do anything? Is he going to get another shot at trying it on his teammate Samet Özkan? We're going to have to see as we head down the start-finish straight now. Starting lap 19 out of 23. You can see how close this pack is. Basically everyone behind Mateusz Materiał is pretty close to each other. And there's a massive gap to Giuseppe Stella at 11th. And whether that's down to Mateusz Materiał holding up the rest of the pack or not, we can't know for sure. But in these past 19 laps then, it has been Courtney Simpson who's led basically effortlessly here today. We talked about how in qualifying he might want to make this bad, last two, this points drought end, and what a way to make your points drought end by with a race win. So yeah, Courtney Simpson would definitely be happy about that, and if he would theoretically win this race, it would be his first race wins in 2 seasons, and his second ever ACOC race win as well. His first obviously was 2 seasons ago in Tier 3 as well, but back then it was Formula E. That came in the Middle East as well. In fact, it came in Dubai. So yeah, we'll see. Simpson, who I have to say has been flawless this race, started P2. And took the race lead into turn 1 and has just led ever since. So we're looking at Özkan again. Just gonna chase down Mateusz Materiał through the chicane. Doesn't try it this time. Still pretty close on the back into turn number 8. Doesn't try it yet. Was pretty close. Lost a bit of time on the exit of turn number 8, and as a result, he's fallen behind on his teammate a bit. So he's just gonna have to focus on trying to get that time back through the rest of the lap, really. So they head through turn 12 and 13. Down the back straight now. Özkan's gonna get a bit of DRS. DRS, sorry, wrong series. I mean slipstream down the back straight. Oh my goodness. I'm a bit tired today. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, there is Rahul Patel as well, who's been trying to get himself out of last place, but just hasn't really been able to, as they all now start lap 21 and 23. 2 laps to go. Was that Linus Timmel trying a move on Samet Özkan maybe? And that, if that is the case, then things might be looking bad for Samet Özkan. As Timmel, no, seems to have dropped off a bit on Özkan. Samet Özkan, though, still tried to chase down Matej Material. Running wide through turn 8, though. That's not going to help his chances of trying to overtake his teammate. And I fear he might just have to stay behind for yet another lap. Go back to the man in P18, Rahul Patel. Heading down the back straight, trying to chase down Zachary Fitzwater. Something he's been doing for these past 22 laps, basically, but just hasn't been able to get past the Australian. It's been a race to forget for Rahul Patel, but as I said, he'll at least be a bit happy with the fact that the championship gap stays as it is heading into the final round at Fuji. Here's Ekoto Sambi, still hunting down that podium. Erkin Nytt, I have to say, has been really strong on the defense today, and has not been driving a bad race either, in my opinion. Started, where did he start today? He started, I think it was 5th. Yeah, it wasn't 5th. He started today, made his way up to the podium, and now has held off Ekoto Sambi pretty well. So not bad of a race at all from Erkin Nytt today, I have to say so. We're looking at Samet Özkan as the leaders now start the final lap of the Super Formula race here at Bahrain. But Özkan trying to chase down Matej Material. Time is running out. This is going to be his final chance to do anything now, as they round the final corner to start their final lap of the race now, as Özkan looking pretty close to his teammate now. He's going to be in the slipstream. Is he finally going to be able to try it then? Heading into turn 1, Özkan does not try it, but there in the background is Aiden Smith. He's going to go on to Pavel Sar into turn number 1. Sar swings around the outside line, though. Smith is going to set himself up for turn 2, I mean. Try and get the good exit. Özkan does get a pretty good exit out of turn number 3. Has a look on the inside line, but that's too late. That's too late, Samet. And it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's gone away for Samet Özkan. And he will have to remain behind his teammate. He has a look on the outside, but there isn't any space there. It's on the racing line, so Material is allowed to move over there. And I think that's going to be it. But it's going to be this man who's going to come home for his 2nd career win. And it's been a great drive from the Jamaican to secure Inging's first ever win in Super Formula. He rounds the final corner, and we'll see the checker flag first for the first ever time in Super Formula. Courtney Simpson wins at Bahrain. Joseph Kang returns to the podium, and Erkinit will come home in third. Jafari Blackwood will come home in ninth to secure Team Tom's the team's championship here at Super Formula. They are team's champions here at Bahrain in the second season of Super Formula. Kuo Vantil and Team Tom's are your 2021 Super Formula Constructors Champions. As here's Özkan and Material side by side to the line. Who's going to get that? It's Mateusz Material. Agonizingly for Samet Özkan. He isn't able to get his teammate on the line. And there it is then for Super Formula here at Bahrain. It's Courtney Simpson taking the race win for PM Muserumo Inging. And it's Joseph Kang back finishing on the podium in second, with Erkinut taking the fastest lap in third. Ekoto Sambi finishes a close fourth with David Jules in P5. There's Leon Tremblant in sixth, with Emilia Konishina in seventh, and then Fongchong Chashainat in eighth. Double points for Carrozzeria Team KCMG today, and it's going to be Jafari Blackwood in ninth, with Eric Nosab rounding out the top 10. Then we will have Giuseppe Stella in P11 with Mateusz Material. How close was that gap? That was, I think, 400th of a second. Yes, 400th of a second between him and Samet Özkan, the two Nakajima cars coming across the line in a photo finish as Özkan finishes 13th with Linus Timel in 14th. Pavel Saris P15 with Aiden Smith in 16th. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. 17th, and Rahul Patel, with a day to forget, finishes in last, but it is alright, as the unknown finisher is his championship rival, Giulia Cesetti, meaning that the two will have an 8-point gap heading down to the final round at the Fuji Motor Speedway. But that has been it then for Super Formula. Thank you much for watching. Before it's time to say goodbye, though, I will give out Driver of the Day. And personally, I'm going to give it to Erkinut. I think starting P5, he made up positions. He made up positions at the start. And I think he defended very, very well. Got the fastest lap as well. Defended from Ekoto Sambi all those laps. So yeah, Erkinut gets my Driver of the Day. But that's been it then for Super Formula. Make sure to not miss the final round of Super Formula. The title decider. Is it going to be Giulia Cesetti claiming her first ever championship, or is it going to be Rahul Patel to defend his title and become a two-time Super Formula champion? We'll have our answers found out as we gear up for round 12, the final round at the Fuji Motor Speedway. So make sure to not miss that. Until then, I have been Miran, and this has been Super Formula. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to not miss the title decider at the Fuji Motor Speedway. Thank you, and good.